Well, I haven't finished. I had a thunderstorm move in on me, and the tall poles, the T-post, are for the ribbon, and then the blue post will be for the hot wire. And I've got my charger over there in that corner facing south. When I come back Sunday, we'll see how much more is in there. It's on 4 right now, but you can probably see the rain coming down and I'm getting wet. So my sunflowers are coming up. Let's see if I can show them to you. They're real small right now. There's some. This first little row right here, I don't see anything growing until you get down here. And then there's some right here. And on down the row, there's some that's popping up. And this was actually a test row, trying to get the planter situated right. Same with this next row over right here. There's not a whole lot in here, but once you get down that way, you start seeing them where they're coming in. But it's not until you get on up higher that you can really see them coming in good. Here's a row that looks real good. And they're all down in there. So with them coming out of the ground, I need to get my fence up, and that's the plan for today. So get the fence up to keep the deer off of them. This plot right here is half the size of what I planted last year. So hopefully it won't take too long. This is a little half-acre plot. I think I figured up I'd put 15,000 seeds in the ground. And even if I just got half of that, that would be 7,500 plants. That'll come up. And here's one that's putting on a little bit of leaf there. And you'll see these red flags mark each one of the rows. And that was for when I sprayed my pre-emergent to keep the weeds from coming up, keep the wheat from growing. There's a lot of blank spots in here, and who knows, there may be more that germinate later, but I'm seeing a lot of plants too. So this is what we've got in the past 6 days here. It's Friday the 30th. These are fresh deer tracks in it. Rained over an inch yesterday. And there's my sunflower patch right there. But one thing that I'm up here looking at is how the millet is doing. And I just planted it 6 days ago. And I can see it. I'm hoping this will show up on the camera. And all them little green sprouts, that's proso millet right there. And of course they are all over in here. That's millet. So the millet field has germinated already. What I did is I left my wheat and oats standing. I spread on top of it, and I started with the cultipacker, but it did not work to move the dirt. But anyway, I went and hooked the harrow up, and I just pulled it with the gangs pretty much straight. They were like 90% straight. Here's that deer track again. Right about that strap. Deer really like to browse in this field. I wanted to see with that 4 inches of rain if I had any washing or not. And in some of these spots, I don't know if this is volunteer millet coming up or if it's crabgrass, but it's right here. I had sprayed this to kill everything, but some stuff was already coming up when I planted. I'm going to look at this wash spot that washes out real bad. I got a little ditch right here where it's running. It runs down here. See a lot of millet growing right there. It washed a little bit right in here, but it wasn't too awful bad considering that we got 4 inches of rain. What I'll probably do before I leave is hand spread this ditch area again, and you see a lot of millet coming up right here that washed down. And actually the wash came on across right here, and I've got this catch ditch right here. Sorry about the wind, but it flowed out of the ditch and flowed over right here through this section, but it kind of delted out, put it that way, and stopped washing. Now I've got another ditch just right down there. Give you an example. Here's what I'm looking at all over. This is all brand new millet that is popping up right here, right there. Just a couple of days out of the ground, it looks like, and it's everywhere. Sunday the 1st, from that rain the other day, it doesn't look like there's much more in the rain gauge. I had to kind of rush to get, I got my tarp on my tractor sideways and turn it around, and I'm about to start on this, getting these posts driven in and getting the wiring put up for my fence. Not sure if I captured this footage or not, but I've got the fence up. So this is what you call a 3D deer fence. The ribbon on the inside, what you see, these 3 ribbons, they're not electric or anything. That's for visual effect. And on the outside, I have a hot wire running. And this is my corner post. The fence charger is way up there on the opposite corner. Right there. Facing kind of a southwest direction. Let me back you back out because that sure is wobbly. And I've got this little circuit tester here. You press it and hold it close to an electric fence, and if you see that red blinking in there, I'm hoping you can see that. That means that's current flowing through there. And you check this bottom one, same way. And if I'm away from it and press it and hold it, nothing happens. It only does that when you get close to the fence. So the furthest point from that charger is right here, and I checked all of the corners. Just came around the entire thing and checked each side and each corner, and it's hot. So what happens is a deer will come up to this electric fence here, and it's kind of hard to see, but where these blue posts are running is the electric fence, and they can't just jump over it because they have this deterrent back here. Now it's only 3 feet and it's not very high. It's about 5.5 feet high at the highest point, but because they can't determine depth on how far away it is, they won't jump it. And last year that worked like a charm. Each time I come and check on the field, I get out there and I walk around and look at the progress of the sunflowers, and I'll know if there's any deer tracks in there or not. But right now there's nothing in there, and I hope to keep it that way. So anyway, that's my 3D fence set up. Not much to it, doesn't take much. I forget how many, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of the T-posts for the ribbon, and then I have no idea how many of the little blue posts I have. Let's see, 3, 6, so if it's maybe 24, 6 on each side. And then I've got these little 5-foot corner T-post to help take the tension on the wire as I pull it taut. So anyway, that's it. And I've got dove flying all over this field right now, and I think the reason why is when I disced in the millet seed up top, I knocked down all the wheat and oats, and I think they're feeding on that. And you can see this is what the wheat looks like. And the oats, there's some oats, just wheat and oats. And got some over here. I didn't do anything with this little corner right here. I've just left it in wheat and oats. But in a couple of weeks, I've got some brown top millet. I'll come out and spread some of the brown top millet in here and get the brown top millet growing. But that is it. I've got my fence up protecting what sunflowers I do have coming up.